Okay, this is an update that I wasn't planning on. I know I had told you in the previous video that I was going to give you updates as we went. This update is because we had a tornado hit our house last week, a week from yesterday. And let me show you some of the damage that it did. It didn't do no bad, super extensive damage, but it did some damage and we're going to have to do some repairs. So let me flip it. I'm Steve, welcome to my channel. And I'm going to give you some updates on this old Victorian 1870s house. Let me switch this around here. This was the front wall on the porch. You can see right there, it got pushed out. The windows in the back over there, excuse the clutter, they got blown out. The lower windows got blown out. And it blew these windows, this front wall right out. And then we across the driveway over there, we had another pole that was there, and it had two big transformers on it, and it got blown down, snapped right off at the ground, snapped in half. Transformers had fallen off of it. But the farmer that owns the property next door, he don't use his silos anymore, so he didn't need that power pole put back up, so saved the consumers some money and didn't put the pole and transformers back up. So yeah, but we lost quite a bit of the shingles. We lost a lot of shingles. As I told you, we were already talking about maybe putting, well, definitely going to be putting a new roof on it in the near future. But we did have some damage to our cupola. It ripped all the flashing off around it, and it was pouring water right down around it. So we had to tarp it off and seal that off because we got rain after the storm went through. We got rain for another day after that. And we got all more gutters damaged down. But the roof is what took the main. This side here, it didn't take much off this side over here, a little bit that it already had taken off. But the other side, I don't even know if we can get to see that. We might if I get the right angle around here. But yeah, there's the windows that blew out the windows right there at the end of the porch. And then the neighbors had trees, big pine trees that got snapped right off. They've got a lot of that cleaned up already. And let me see if I can't zoom in. There you can see the pile of rubbish over there from cleaning up all the trees. And then across the road, that's what we lost our power for about 18 hours. Right there's a tree over there that snapped off, took the power lines down. And then we got some more gutter damage. Ripped it down, you can see the back of the cupola from here. I don't think I can get back far enough to get a look at the ceiling, the roof on this side. I might be able to. It took like almost every shingle, the second layer. They had 2 layers of shingles. No, if you can't get a very good look at it. No. But yeah, it took almost all the shingles off on this one side over here. And it made the bell tower crooked. It bent it, blew it, tilted. So we got to get that repaired also. But other than that, we just got a few stuff scattered around the yard. The neighbor said that straight across the woods across the road from us, they had there was a lot of our shingles, he said, in his woods over there. So yeah, and he had trees, big old hickory trees that he couldn't even reach around, snapped right off. I was glad these maple trees we have here survived it. But yeah, he said it snapped them right off, and they're all in different directions. It was rotating. It was a EF1 is what they classified the tornado as, and happened about 1:30 in the morning on April 15th. And my wife was up. Her stomach wasn't feeling good, so she's up in the recliner reading the Bible. And she heard the wind coming up real hard. And she got up to come in and get me because she said the wind was making weird noises she'd never heard before. And as she was coming towards the bedroom, I was awake because the alarms started going off on our phones. and which was late. The storm was already here. And we, as she was walking towards the bedroom, you could just feel the air get sucked right out of the house. And then all of a sudden it just poofed back in. That's, I think, when this front wall blew out. And then after the storm went through, I went up to go upstairs, see what kind of damage, and water was just pouring down the stairways. So yeah, that's how come we had to tarp off the cupola until we get that repaired. Got a couple builders out giving us bids. But plans, we didn't plan on doing the roof right this early, but we're gonna have to do the roof and gutters soon. So I think they're gonna be starting hopefully next week. But yeah, tornadoes, they're a scary thing. As a kid, when I was probably in 67 or 69, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. We were all sitting in the house, storm, normal storm going on, and my dad liked to watch the storms. And he sitting there, and one of my cousins that came over, and he came in and was BSing with my dad, and two of his buddies sat out in the pickup waiting for him. And all of a sudden, my dad's watching the storm. It's storming really hard, raining hard, and all of a sudden it started hailing. And then the wind just quit. Hail quit. Everything quit. And just like that, just a snap of the fingers is done. My dad's like, oh my gosh, it started turning green. And then all of a sudden the one wall, one to the I think it was to the west of us, it just turned pitch black. You couldn't see nothing. My dad's like, head for the basement. And we all headed down to the basement and got down there and did a head count. My little sister wasn't with us. She's about 2 years old. So my dad ran back upstairs, and just as he went through the basement door to get her, she was standing up there screaming. He grabs her and shuts the door on the basement to come downstairs, and the top of the house was gone. Tornado took it. And as it took the roof off the house, it took both of our barns, destroyed them. They weren't even around. The foundation was the only thing left. They went clear, 2 miles across the highway south of us. And the guys that were sitting in the pickup, they were still sitting there during the storm. And they said it picked the pickup right up. It spun around twice and then set it back down. They said they had never been that scared in their life. They thought they were goners. They just thought they were goners. And I'm like, wow, I couldn't even imagine being in something like that, like out in a truck like that when that happens, because the storm, though, that last week was really, it was such a sound that I don't remember even hearing that when I was a kid when that tornado hit. Like I said, they classified it as an EF1. And yeah, everybody talked about seeing a great light show all that night. Lightning everywhere. It's just constant lightning, thunder and lightning. And we didn't see none of it. We seen no lightning. It was just pitch black around us. It was sort of eerie. And the sound of the wind, it just sounded like the house was going to get mowed down, just blown away. But I guess this old Victorian, 1870's right now, as far as I've researched it back so far. There's a big old double brick, all the foundation, 2-foot thick rock, stone. All the structure of the house that they framed it with was all oak 2x. They're bigger than 2x. They're probably 2.5 inches thick by, they're probably more like 3x4s. But yeah, it's really solid. So just the the stuff on top, like the roof, the shingles. So it was stuff like that got taken off on it. But the structure itself, it's got the original windows in it. I was really sort of worried about the windows because they were sort of bending in and out as the storm was going through. It was like the house was breathing and they were just going in and out. And I thought at any time they were going to shatter. But I think being almost 175, almost 200-year-old glass, original, it might have a lot of lead in it or something, let it give a lot. I don't know. But pretty well we didn't lose any windows except for on the porch. But yeah, we're thankful that we made it through the storm. We're really thankful that our lives, we didn't get hurt, nothing, our pets are fine, everything's fine. And, if if the roof would have been gone, if the structure of the house, anything would have happened to the house, that's just items that you have. You know, you can recover from that. But if you get injured, there's no recovery. I mean, there's recovery from it, but yeah, you don't want to get injured. That would just be, I don't think I could, that'd be tough getting injured in a tornado. That would just be one of the scariest things I would think that would happen during a tornado. But yeah, and the tornado went through downtown Ann Arbor. It followed I-94 through southern Michigan. And it traveled all the way into Ann Arbor, and it tore down a bunch of stuff. It did way more damage in Ann Arbor than it did here. So we sort of lucked out. But yeah, that's the story on the old Victorian that survived the tornado, and I will keep you posted. If you like the video, share, put a like on it, subscribe, and I'll keep you updated. And when we start the roof, I'll start sending a video of the roof being started. So thanks a lot, and thanks for joining the channel. I'll see you on the next one.